All right, welcome to the Cybersky Tech Talk and Crypto Gems. It's been a while. I apologize that my lighting is playing some games with me right now. It's really annoying. There we go. I seem to have adjusted that. It's getting a little pixelation on the screen. Welcome to the Cybersky. Check out our sister channel, Crypto Crib Notes, brand new, just started. And we've got lots of playlists if you're into technology news and updates and fascinating things, being new inventions and new things going on in the news. Then check us out if you are interested in crypto, blockchain, NFTs, decentralized finance, and all that good stuff. Also follow us and look for the Crypto Crib Notes playlist on our channel. Now, today I'm going to start off a little news from the Cybersky, let you know what I've been doing for a while. And then I'm going to give you some interesting tech news. We're going to discuss some things. A lot of ethical implications of the use of AI and robotics are in today's tech talk. So I'm going to really need your opinions. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments. Right now, if you just joined us, smash that like button, hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications and all the good stuff so that we can get right into it. So I'm experimenting with this new branding, and this one's going to be news from the Cybersky. There we go. It worked. Cool. Got the banners up there. I'm using StreamYard in case you're wondering. StreamYard is a cool tool for doing podcasts, whether you use Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, any platform. All right. So let's get right to it. First of all, I know it's been a while since my last video. It was a really crazy summer. I'm going to let you know what I did this summer. In fact, I'm going to call this segment What I Did This Summer. You know, when you used to come back to school and the teacher would give you a writing assignment and it would say, like, write an essay, what you did this summer. So I had some technical difficulties this summer with the studio, with my cameras, the computer, all kinds of stuff. And also was just doing a lot. Well, summer's just about done. We're in October. The school year started. We're up and running. Shout out to my school, Arts and Letters 305 United in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, where I teach music and technology. It's great to see you all back in person. I'm excited for this school year. Shout out to Skynet, a budding blockchain company that just launched a new product called Home Screen. Skynet's goal is to create decentralized internet for a free future. This is not a sponsored video, but they invited me to their VIP launch party and gave me these free cups. So yes, giving me free stuff does work. I will sometimes shout you out on my show. Now, I'm actually going to have a representative from Skynet on the show in a few weeks to explain everything that their company is doing and is about, including decentralized asset storage. They have a coin and all that, so make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see me talking to them live. And just so you know, because I get this all the time when I tell people I went to a conference and this blockchain company, Skynet, was presenting. They say, like, Skynet, oh no, that's from Terminator. They're going to take over the world. Yes, that they chose to name their company that because of name recognition and the excitement and drama and mystery that generates. But they actually have the opposite goal. As the Skynet, that took over the planet and enslaved humanity in the Terminator and Matrix trilogy. So the Skynet in the movies, it's kind of similar to what they did in Avengers Ultron, right? It's basically an AI which took over all the systems, and took over the world and then enslaved humanity. And basically that means that all the internet and everything that controls everything, the Internet of Things, would be controlled by one entity that would basically then be dictator over the planet. And what Skynet, the real company, does on the blockchain in real life is their mission is to decentralize the entire internet. So starting with social media and then file sharing and storage and web hosting and everything. Right now, the internet is a lot of different companies that own servers and space, and then people rent time and they get their websites hosted on their platforms. And then those companies are in control. So a perfect example of that is YouTube. If YouTube doesn't like that I'm sharing this info, they can just Thanos my channel away now by the end of that. And I'd lose all the content, all the comments that you guys have made, on the channel and things like that. And I'd have to start over. I'd have my videos, but I have to go somewhere else within uploading a new. So Skynet wants to decentralize social media, things like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, where basically all that data that those companies control, and it's very controversial as to what they're doing with the data and our rights to privacy and our rights to own our own data. They want to create a system of social media on the blockchain so that everyone would own their own data and could take it wherever they want and would have control over what happens with that data. All right, I'm giving you a very short summary. I'm sure I'm butchering that. But like I said, we're going to have representatives from Skynet come on the show and give us more information about that. So make sure you're subscribed. Now, before we get into all the exciting news of technology, I thought I'd give you some news from the Cybersky to let you know what I've been up to and what's coming next. One thing I did this summer, here's what I did this summer, which took a lot of time away from podcasting, is finish up a music video that I started before the pandemic for my hip hop song Teacher, which will be out soon on MCMI Records. I started filming the video in the summer of 2019, so right before the pandemic, and I shot at my old school building in Fort Greene, also known as PS20, if you're from Brooklyn. I was supposed to finish it in 2020 and release it later in the year, but the COVID shutdowns, stopped video production. And, the guy who did the chorus for the song, Bamboo, shout out to him. He's from another state. He wasn't even allowed to come to New York for a while. So the whole project got put on hold. And then at the end of the summer 2020, some restrictions were lifted and he was able to come through, and I got my camera crew and we filmed the second half of the video at my new school's location because the school has moved and merged and become Arts and Letters 305 United. And that location's in Bed-Stuy. So shouts to United, to all my United family. And in the video, you'll see it's a great documenting of the transition from the old location, Fort Greene, of just the Arts and Letters, and PS 305 was a separate school at that time. And then those two schools have now merged in the Bed-Stuy and the 305 campus, also known as the Dr. Peter Ray campus. Well, this summer I spent time with my co-director, Jarrett Robinson, shout out to him, editing the video. And all that's left is some minor color correction tweaking, which we're working on right now. I'm actually going to be working on it again later tonight, and then it'll be ready to go. And I'm thinking in my mind Thanksgiving release. So hopefully it doesn't get delayed. There's a jinx when you're an independent artist and you give away your release date. Something always gets in the way and you have to push it back. But I'm aiming for Thanksgiving weekend release for my single and video called Teacher, and that will be released on all platforms and all modalities, including digital, physical, cassettes, vinyls, CDs, thumb drives, and an NFT of the whole project, which I will give you more information. I can't give you too much right now because we're behind the scenes working on that, but it's going to be released and available on all those platforms. That's right, my friends. Mr. Cybersky is no longer just talking about blockchain technology. I'm getting into the space, starting with NFTs, which will be available at cybersky.org and mcmireport.com. I've been creating some pixel art sprites as well, which will also become NFTs just on the Cybersky website. But, this music project will be the first that I've released as an NFT, and I'm investigating now, am I going to put it on Ethereum's ERC1155 protocol or the ERC721 standard protocols for non-fungible tokens? Not really sure. There's a couple of newer companies that are doing good things with NFTs as well. So I might go onto their blockchain, and all that is what we're working on behind the scenes while we finish off the rest of the video. Now, a well-known rapper and movie star by the name of Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, once said, quote, "Kids better buy my rookie card now because after this year, the price ain't going down." Now, more recently, another rapper named Fat Joe put it another way when he said, "Yesterday's price is not today's price." So all I can say is when the NFTs come out, I'm a nobody right now, but after an album of music gets released and then NFTs drop in the blockchain space, there's going to be a lot more interest in Cybersky everything as well as MCMI brand. So when those NFTs go to market, you might want to snatch them up right away. Prices will be extremely affordable and have potential to rise in value, as we've seen time and time again in the NFT market. Well, another thing I did this summer is I took a vacation to the wonderful Caribbean island, Curacao. This is the second time my wife and I have visited the douchey island, and we have fallen in love with it. I plan on taking all the photos and footage I took while out there and creating a video just about Curacao, just for the Cybersky channel. Now, while out there, some bad stuff happened that delayed my podcasting even further. So I had my phone and my laptop with me. You can see where I'm going with this, right? Whenever you take your devices on vacation, you're running a risk, right? And it had hard drives and things with, different various video footage. Well, I recorded a live international MCMI report, the show I do with my partners, Keith Wildchild Middleton and LR Blitzkrieg. All of us grew up in Brooklyn, but Keith was in Italy and Blitz was in Cancun and I was in Curacao. So we were calling it the international episode, right? And that'll be episode 4. Blitz is editing that and it should drop soon on the MCMI report channel. I did a Cybersky Tech Talk while I was out there too, but I didn't go live. I recorded it and that's on the way as well as soon as I edit and put that up. Curacao was awesome. I took so much footage of the various landmarks, towns, beaches, and some of the arts and culture that Curacao has to offer. And I figured I'd use it in an upcoming music video for another one of my songs. But here's where the story takes a tragic turn and turns into a tech talk for real. While I was on one of my Curaçao's, one of Curaçao's 38 incredible beaches, I went into the water with my snorkel and mask on, and I swam around for about 2 minutes before I realized I had my phone in my pocket. It's a Samsung Galaxy Note 9. This is its replacement. And it's advertised to be waterproof, but still, you don't go snorkeling with it. I found out the hard way. So I swam frantically to shore. I got out of the water. I looked at my phone, and the phone was still on. I knew that water got in it, I knew that water could get into the phone through the ports because it got like headphone port. That's one of the reasons I keep an older phone, because I still wanted the headphone jack. And also you got the pen, which, there's a hole there for the pen to go into. You got your speaker, mic, and charger and all that. And they've got something that seals it on the inside, but still water can get in there. So I didn't want the phone to short out. So I tried to immediately turn it off. I was like trying to shut it down, trying to hold down the button. Nothing would happen. It wouldn't turn off. It was stuck on. So I started looking through the phone, seeing the apps and stuff. And I saw that. I was like, let me see what's up with my videos and photos. And they all seemed to be gone. Like it was blank, except for like 7 pictures of my foot that I accidentally took in the hotel room, pointing the camera down. So everything else was gone. And I wanted to shut it down because I knew this is going to short out. And the quicker I turn this thing off, the more likely I'll be able to salvage my data. But I couldn't get it on. So I was forced to sit with the phone for an hour as bit by bit it started making crazy sounds and static on the screen and it's shorting out one by one, So it started to make sounds, which I found out is a warning sound. If you get water in your phone, then the screen went blank. It still wouldn't turn off. So I had no screen, but I was hearing notifications. So that was like, insult to injury. I can't turn it off. And I'm hearing Facebook notifications going cling, cling as people type comments or I get a text message. It's horrible. Well, what do you think I did as my first attempt to salvage that? If you said put it in rice, you guessed correctly, my friends. I tried to put the phone in rice. So my wife and I left the beach. We drove to a supermarket. We went in. I bought a bag of rice about this tall, about maybe like a 2-pound bag of rice. Came outside immediately in the car, dug out some rice, put the phone into the rice, and we went back to the hotel, and I left this packet of rice with my phone embedded in it on a shelf and didn't touch it for 2 days. Well, the result of that was nothing. It didn't do anything. I read all these things online about how if you put your device in rice, if you drop it in water, it dries it out. And I was sure that I was going to be able to just turn the phone on again. Didn't work at all. So what I did end up doing is when I got back from vacation, I brought my phone to the Rossman Repair Group. And they're in the city on 37th Street, I believe, 27, 37. I can't remember. Look up Rossman Repair Group. I highly recommend them. They told me they could get my data, but it might take up to 6 weeks. And one thing I like about Rossman, and I haven't heard of this from anywhere else, is when they give you a price, they say, this is the price if we find your data. If we dig in your phone, if we replace parts, if we solder and replace chips and do everything to try to get to your data, if we don't find your data, if we don't recover it, you don't pay at all. You just get your device back. So I thought that was very reasonable. But to be honest, I really wanted my data not have to pay. Well, took about 8 weeks. It was a really difficult case because I found out that salt water corrodes the insides of your phone more than fresh water. So if you drop it in the sink or your toilet or bathtub, it's not going to be as bad as if you go in the ocean and swim around with your phone in your pocket like an idiot. And it deteriorated more of the wires and connections and pins and things in the phone. So they had to order parts, and it took a long while for the parts to come. And if you know anything about right to repair, you know that sometimes it's difficult to get parts. But anyway, they did repair it enough to get the data. The goal wasn't to fix the phone. I didn't care about this phone. I have insurance. I'll get a brand new phone, but I need my video footage and my beautiful photos of my wife and I on vacation for 11 days in Curacao. So long story short, I got the data 8 weeks later. I came in. They said, we got your data. I said, really? I was like, I bet you it's 7 pictures of my foot. I'm not going to get my hopes up until I go in and you know, seeing is believing. So I went in. They gave me a little hard drive, plugged it in. Said, check if this is your data. I scrolled through the folders and I started opening footage and photos and going, oh, those photos and the footage, because it was going so well. Like everything I was shooting was just beautiful. If you've ever been to any Caribbean island, it's almost hard to take a bad picture, you know? And then I was relaxed, you know, my blood pressure was low, I'm feeling great, and partying with my wife, and we're just enjoying this beautiful island. And so everything was coming out so amazing. That's why I was so heartbroken when I messed the phone up. So now that I got my data, I was super, super grateful. I actually had to pay more because they had to put more parts in. It took a little longer. So I paid more than the original quote, but I was more than happy to do that. It was very well worth it to me. So if you've lost some data and it's really that important to you and you're willing to spend the money, go to Rossman Repair, because number one, they're very likely to get your data. They are very good. And I think if they can't get it, then I don't think anyone can. But they really pride themselves. They go the extra mile because and that's why they guarantee it by saying, if we don't retrieve your data, it's free. We just give you back your device. Sorry, we couldn't get your data. You pay nothing. Your deposit is refunded. So thank you to Louis Rossman's Repair Group. If you want to see him repairing boards and recovering data live right on YouTube, he's got a great channel. And subscribe to him. I'll put the link in the description later. Plus, he's an advocate of the right to repair movement, and he does talks about that, and he goes and testifies different hearings, and he's even gotten very high up people like President Biden to talk about right to repair, and legislators to try, you know, drafting bills. And hopefully this is going to change the whole industry in terms of large tech companies like Apple and others not allowing the repair people to have the specs so that they can't fix the phone or the device, the computer. And so you have to bring it to Apple. And then when you go to Apple, a lot of times they say, oh, it's not worth fixing it. You should just buy a new computer. So they try to upsell you when it could be something you could have fixed for $100, but they are trying to stop, you know, small time repair businesses from fixing this. If you're not, you know, Apple, then, and it's the same thing with the car industry and tractors and all sorts of other things. I'm sure sewing machines and things like that, that people used to be able to get fixed, that there was a minor repair. And now they either have to pay exorbitant amount to the manufacturer to fix it, or they are advised to just throw that out and replace it with another one. So definitely check out his channel and subscribe to that, and you'll learn something there as well. So that's some of what I did this summer. The music video, went to Curacao, created artwork for my upcoming NFTs, do all the graphic design myself. I took my phone snorkeling, you know, it was big fun. Believe it or not, that's not the only problem I had this summer with technology. So since this is a tech talk and we're still in news from the cyber sky, let me tell you a little more. When I got home from Curacao, I was still bummed out about losing my phone and all my photos and footage, but I started to prepare to film some new content, and I wanted to be high quality, so I wasn't going to use the computer. I was going to use my Canon 60D, a little bit better quality. It's an older camera, but it's a professional DSLR camera. But apparently a memory card had gotten chipped, like the corner, and a small piece, maybe the size of a broken pencil point, a small piece got stuck in the card slot. So I couldn't use it. It won't work unless the disc is inserted, right? So I took the camera to another repair place that does cameras. This guy is called the Camera Doctor in Manhattan. I'm giving a lot of free shout outs today. That's 3 companies no promo, no advertising, and no sponsorship. I just appreciate, because these people have helped me. So I like to return the favor. But Camera Doctor in Manhattan, he was able to open it, remove the little chip, fix a couple of pins that got bent. That might be the reason why the card got chipped in the first place. Who knows? But for a very affordable price. I'm extremely happy with the Camera Doctor, and he was a very nice guy. We chatted a little bit about antique cameras while I was in the store. He's very knowledgeable. The next thing I did this summer was buy a new Apple M1 chip MacBook. So while my camera was being repaired, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to still use my laptop for blogging, but I'm going to get the new M1 chip MacBook, because this computer that I'm using now, and that might give you foreshadowing that I'm not on the M1 MacBook right now. Something happened. Oh, I hear a plane going above. I don't know if that's picking up on the podcast, but we're live. Cybersky, Tech Talk Live. So I was really psyched that I ordered this Apple M1 chip MacBook. Now I have the M1 Mac Mini, and I like it so far, but I've been enjoying it. But now I'm like, okay, now I'm going to get the MacBook. I see the difference in the processing, and I want to upgrade my MacBook. So I ordered one. I was really psyched. I opened it. I plugged it in. I started the setup process, but it was a lemon. There were major, major problems with this computer. So I sent it back. Subscribe to the channel if you want the whole story to why I returned my M1 chip MacBook for a complete refund after 4 days with it. It's a Mac horror story. And you know that I love Apple and I use Macs, right? But I'm sorry, sometimes things don't go right. I'm going to do a video on that real soon. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. It's a little much to go into right now because I've got some great, exciting tech news and some crypto gems to drop on you before the end of this podcast. But I just know that I was waiting for the delivery of this M1 chip MacBook for a while to finish editing a whole bunch of content for this channel and my music video. And then when it came, it didn't work. And after 4 days of troubleshooting with Apple tech support, I just sent it back. I was like, you know what? Nope. They're like, bring it into the store. We can fit. I was like, nope. It's under warranty still. It's been less than 2 weeks. I'm just sending it back. Please refund me. Here's your AirPods too. I don't want them. Just take all this, because they give you free AirPods when you buy a device now. And then that's sort of like a discount. And then you could sell the AirPods if you don't really want AirPods. And that's like a little bit off, a couple $100 off the price of your computer. I was like, nope, didn't open them. Take everything back. I got a full refund. Hey, I will try to buy the M1 chip again in a couple of months when the trauma from that experience has gone away. And when you watch the video about it, you'll know exactly what happened with that computer. But the bottom line is I'm back to using my older 2017 Intel chip MacBook Pro, which is really good for most things, but it does crash frequently and slow down when I edit videos in Final Cut. And it still has those same problems with the Thunderbolt USB-C ports that I talked about in my video, MacBook USB-C problems, which is also on the channel. I did temporarily solve that by buying some different cables where the USB-C connector is larger than the one that comes with the MacBook. And so even though the ports got loose and wouldn't hold the old charger and it kept falling out, the new chargers were bigger, so they snapped in a little tighter. But those wore out after a while as well. I'm just having to live with it. I did call Apple and complain about this issue, and they may have watched my video and they may have said, oh, let's help them out with this. And they told me that even though my computer is not under warranty, a one-time thing, they will fix it for free, bring it in. And because I gave them a whole horror story. Oh, this happened and that happened. And I'm an Apple guy from the 90s. I've been always buying MacBooks, and now this happened. So they're like, all right, we're going to fix it for you. They probably don't want me to do a blog hating on them. So hopefully that worked in my favor. But so that, again, prolonged me. So I couldn't shoot the new stuff. And then I couldn't finish editing the things that I've already shot. And now I'm back to editing on the slow 2017 MacBook. And I'm going to start moving my workflow over to editing in the studio with the Mac Mini to see if that speeds up the process. Now, get ready. I have a huge announcement, and this is more of what I did this summer. I started a new channel dedicated solely to crypto, NFTs, and other blockchain technology. Raise your hand if you came here for the crypto talk and you don't care about none of this technology news, and you just wait for the end when I start talking about crypto. All right. A lot of people have been telling me that, not just in the comments, but friends and people I know, when they see me, they're like, oh, I love the crypto. Do more crypto. Friends have called me and said, do a channel dedicated just to crypto. Do playlists just on crypto. I said, okay. Okay. So the new channel is called Crypto Crib Notes. And it's going to be, there's going to be a link in the description. So please go subscribe to that right now. I'll give you a moment. You can, open a new tab, right? You can do right click if you're on a PC, or command, and then control click, open a new tab, or command click, and a link will open and it'll keep this window open playing this video. See, I taught you something right there. Welcome to the Cybersky. Let's learn something. And subscribe to that. It's a backup channel, and also it's only going to be about crypto. So I'm only putting a lot of tutorials. What are NFTs? What is proof of stake? All these different questions that I have. What is Bitcoin? What is staking? What is proof of work? Little short 3 to 5 minute, easy to understand explanations to get people comfortable in the blockchain space and having crypto conversations. The more people that understand it, even if they're not buying any or investing, but they know what it is, they'll be comfortable with the water cooler conversations. And it won't be like, oh, this guy with his crypto again. What is that crypto? That's Bill Maher said that's fake Hello Kitty, fake play money, So this will actually dispel that and help educate, the average person who's not a computer nerd or geek or into crypto like that, and not a financial advisor, help them understand what's going on. So anyway, I just created that channel. It's brand new. If you go right now, you'll probably be in the first 100 subscribers. And you can check out the logo and a little short trailer I made. And I'll be uploading some content to that soon. Now, here's a game that I want to play. If you guys want to play it with me. We're going to communicate with ourselves in the future and people in the future. Here's how we send a message to the future. Go now, subscribe to Crypto Crib Notes. Leave a comment underneath stating what number the subscribers are up to. So if there's like, if you're the 3rd, 5th, 10th, 64th subscriber, so be like, just subscribed, it's up to 64 or whatever. That means you are the 65th subscriber, and years from now, when there's a huge number of subscribers, people can look back at this old video or at that trailer that you're commenting on. And it was the first video that was ever uploaded there. And they can look in the comments and see that you were subscriber number 3, number 5, number 10, number 64, or whatever, way back in 2021 in the olden days. They can be like, oh, wow, look at that. It's so-and-so's, YouTube name. So anyway, do that, and we'll see how that plays out over the next couple of years. Another thing that I did over the summer is DJ an all vinyl classic hip hop set. Yes, GMS is back. Shout out to MCMI. At a vinyl and craft beer establishment called Beer Wax. So beer and vinyl, not earwax, beer wax, on Vanderbilt Avenue in Brooklyn. That's in Prospect Heights. So again, shout out to them. Everyone I do business with, they get love on the channel. It's not a sponsorship thing. That's in Prospect Heights, Brooklyn. It's a nice little low-key hangout. You can go there and just get a table and post up and chill and nobody really be in your business. Or you can, sit in the front yard, sit in the backyard if you prefer, especially during COVID times, to be in the outdoors, which I do. You can have a beer, order some stuff, go outside, etc. And when I was DJing, I had a glass booth, like a plexiglass booth around me, and most people were outside. You know, it was only like 3 people inside, and everyone was out in the front hanging out. So that was fun. I had a lot of fun. I'll be back there again sometime. Don't wait for me though. Go over there now if you live in Brooklyn and check it out while the weather's still good enough to take advantage of all the outdoor seating, you know, the front and backyard. And by the way, the best way to find out when I'm DJing or playing music somewhere, or if I have a release party for my music, is to follow my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. So let me throw those up there right now. I'm going to hide this one. We're going to bring everything back. Woo! Oh, we're not in Crypto Gems. We're in News from Cybersky. My bad. I'm trying to change my banners. Yeah. Definitely follow me at, there it is, GMS_MCMI. Follow my teacher account at Mr. Cybersky or Mr. Cybersky, however you want to pronounce it. And also follow at Academy Stairs. Now, the organization is called Stairs Academy, but there's another org or someone, a copycat Instagram person who took that, and they have a fake Stairs Academy account. They're not using it. They just put a copy of my logo, made it look like they're my company. You know, they do this on social media now. I don't know what they're gaining out of it. They're not getting any money or advertisement. They don't have any followers. But I had to do a different one, so I switched the 2 names. So it says Academy Stairs, but it's Stairs Academy. So follow me there at Academy Stairs for all my educational news and content. And I'm going to put up a couple more things. You can check out the Tech Talk and Crypto playlist. Yeah, so follow that. And of course, you can also find articles, reviews, videos, music, songs that I drop on mcmireport.com, the hip hop brand that I co-founded with my partners Robert P.H. Diaz, RIP, and my brothers L.R. Blitzkrieg and Keith Wildchild Middleton. Now, another thing I did this summer, and we're almost out of the news from Cybersky. I'm going to get into some tech updates, but I played an outdoor gig with Pop, also on Vanderbilt Avenue. That's related to the channel because if you guys have scrolled through some of my videos, you're like, what's this jazz stuff doing here? Yeah, I play jazz, and my dad's a jazz musician. So sometimes, you know, I get together with him and we jam. So we did one a couple summers ago during COVID. We just played outside the house in the front yard. You know, that was something that a lot of musicians were doing during the lockdowns because we couldn't go out and gig, and we wanted to share music, and people walking up and down the block, going to work, coming home, you know, they would hear our music. So those are called Just Jazz with Pop, and they're on the YouTube channel right now. Well, I did another one, which is not on the channel yet. We played on Vanderbilt Avenue for part of New York City's Open Streets program. All around, they have different places where they block off traffic on the weekends, and all the cafes put their tables outside in the street, and sometimes they have some kind of music or entertainment. So that was us. We were the music entertainment one day. My dad, Charles Cybersky, jazz pianist. Look up the playlist on the channel called Just Jazz with Pop. You can watch some of those. You can also go check him out at slopemusic.com, and you can look up Charles Cybersky, same last name as me, to listen to his albums and his other music on YouTube if you're interested. Well, we recorded in Open Streets, Prospect Heights. We filmed it, but while the footage looks fantastic, shout out to my boy DJ Fritzo, who showed up with his nice camera and shot video footage. Visually, the sound is muffled because it was super windy. So there's a lot of wind blowing, and we didn't have a mic. I need to get, I have microphones, but I need to get what's called a dead cat. It's like this gray, fuzzy, looks like a dust mop windscreen you put on your microphone, so that if you're in a windy place outdoors, it doesn't pick up the wind as much. That's what they do when they're shooting movies and commercials and stuff outside. So I might not be able to use that footage, sadly. I'm going to try EQing it and use filters to remove the wind, because there are some tools in Final Cut for that. If I can get it to sound okay, I'll put it up, and it'll be in the Just Jazz with Pop playlist right here on Cybersky videos. I also took numerous trips upstate to places like Delhi, Fulton, Oswego, Port Jarvis, and a few trips to Connecticut and Massachusetts as well. One highlight was Lake Ontario. Wow, what a beautiful body of water. When you're on a beach, the lake, which separates New York from Canada, is so huge, it looks and feels like an ocean. But it's fresh water, not salt. It's huge waves, just like you're in the ocean, but it's fresh water. And it's really beautiful. Shout out to my friends Anwar and Pam, who hosted us. We visited out there. And love to their new baby girl, Sella, I believe her name is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of my back to school essay on what I did this summer. If it's your first time on the channel, please subscribe. And everyone go over to my new channel, Crypto Crib Notes, and subscribe. Check out that trailer, ring the bell, leave a comment, say which number you are subscribing so we can talk to the future, and look forward to some crypto content coming to that channel and more to this one, because my podcast, like these tech talks, will remain on this channel. And, there'll be a lot more content now going forward. I know I was off for a while, took a hiatus, but I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and get back to work. Just so you know, last year I dropped about 33 videos, and this year I'm aiming to hit the number 50 just on this channel, Cybersky Videos. I need to get 50 videos up between now, the year anniversary date of the starting of the channel, right? Now and next year. While still dropping content on the MCMI channel, the Crypto Crib Notes channel as well. And if you're a kid watching this, go subscribe to Cybersky Kids, where I post music made by my elementary school students and middle school music and tech students. Okay, that's just a channel strictly for kids. It's got settings on there, no comments, no ads targeting kids, no data collected and all that. So this channel is really for adults. So, some of my students, they Googled their teacher and they want to come check it out. So it's all good, but go subscribe to the Cybersky Kids channel. Just type Cybersky Kids in the YouTube search and it'll come up, because that's where you're going to see really cool things with robotics and making beats and different projects that my students are doing in school. I'll be back with more news from the world of technology and crypto in just a minute. Please take a second to like and leave a comment under the video while I play this awesome, amazing animation that I made that's going to be an NFT at some time, all right? We'll be right back with Tech Talk on Cybersky Videos. Don't go... Don't go away. We'll be right back with Tech Talk on Cybersky Videos. right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to enter our next segment, Tech Talk. Make sure you're liked and subscribed and all of that good stuff, because the channel needs support. We're trying to grow. We've got 300 and change subscribers, and we're shooting for 1,000 by the end of the year. So please share this video with friends. Let them know what it's about, and you know who your friends are if they're into technology and especially crypto. Excuse me. Then they'll be interested in this. All right. How are the levels? Good. Awesome. So that was news from the Cybersky. We're going to get into some tech talk now. First up, Apple AR glasses. Yes, we've heard about Google glasses before and other types of AR, which stands for augmented reality glasses, which is different from VR. And I was talking to my students about this. Virtual reality glasses that you would use for some kind of video game, something like Oculus. And it also has good teaching applications too. You can do a lot of science education through virtual reality. It's different from AR. Augmented reality, the difference is in virtual reality, the headset covers your entire face and it's closed. You can't see anything in the real world. You're in the virtual world and you see what's on the screen in front of you, and you can interact and engage with the virtual world. Augmented reality is regular glasses, just like what I have on now, except these glasses, you can see everything in the real world, and there's something on the screen, and there's pop-ups of augmented reality. And a metaphor I could give you is like, remember the game Pokemon Go? When you looked through your iPad or your phone or your smartphone, and you had the app running, you still would see through the camera the real world, but then there would be a Pokemon there. So that's not in real life. That's not there. So that's augmented. You've augmented reality. So there's some leaks and rumors, and that's what we're going to talk about, because Apple Glass, also known as eyeglasses, there's rumors saying that we may get an announcement any day now. It was supposed to already come in June of 2021, and we haven't heard from them yet. So it's rumored that there's going to be some incredible features of AR in Apple Glass or eyeglass, whatever they're going to call it. I don't know a lot about the product, excuse me. However, Apple Glass is rumored to work with your iPhone and iPad. So they're going to stick with their, trend of not allowing those certain types of apps and things to work with Android or any other kind of phone, Windows or whatever else you might be running. These features will mean you can look at a word. Let's say you're reading and you look at a word. If you do a gesture or maybe point to the word, and it'll pop up where you can see on the inside of your glasses, like a screen. You can look up the word online on Google, for instance. The glasses are supposed to only be about $499, $500, which is pretty affordable. Information is displayed on both lenses, controlled by hand gestures that it recognizes, and will probably only work synced to your iPhone. So you have to have your iPhone on and probably connected through Bluetooth or something. I don't know, but it's got to be connected with the iPhone. I think that's whack as an Android user, but also even if I had an iPhone, because I'd want the devices to run without needing to carry my phone around. Like, they should be their own device. But if I think about it, where are you going to put all the stuff? Some augmented reality glass companies are making stuff with really big side, ear holders, and they're chunky frames, and you can see that's where they're hiding the microchips and stuff. So I think Apple wants it to be minimalist, going to look more like these glasses right here, real thin, normal glasses, and then it's communicating, and the phone has the apps which are doing a lot of the work, right? Supposedly there won't be a sunglasses version. However, it could also be that there's a low price basic entry-level model, which they often do, and then a more expensive version that comes out a little later. Maybe they'll come out with the sunglasses version later. You know how these tech companies do. They give us new technology and drips and drabs in order to, upsell us later after the first wave of people who want to be first. And they, bought up the beta model, and then they're like, okay, here's the second version. Now we've added this. Now we've added that. Some things you'll be able to do with the Apple glasses, the AR glasses. You'll be able to use Siri. Just ask your glasses. I guess if you have your phone in your pocket, you could have just used your phone. You could have used your Apple Watch or whatever kind of watch, smart watch you have. But you use Siri. It also could do 3D scanning. So you'll be able to look at something, do a gesture which says scan that item. And then let's say I scanned this cup, and then it would give me like a file saved to my phone, I'm assuming. I think they said iPads as well, of that cup in a 3D image. Of course, it will have a very high-res camera, so everything you're looking at, take pictures, just do a gesture, picture, 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 video, and that'll be, pretty awesome right there. Everything will save, as mentioned earlier, to your phone or your iPad. Now, the different rumors, I've been following different sources. So one rumor is they're going to make an announcement in 2021, not that it's going to come out in 2021. And they're said that they may be readying for availability in the year 2022, maybe January 2022. But who knows? We may see them sooner, or we may see them much later. If you remember, Google Glass announced and even sent beta testers to VIPs of their Google Glass, right? And everyone got excited, and then they ran into technical difficulties, and he never followed through with the product. We never got Google Glasses. And I don't know what's going on with that, if they abandoned it or if one day they'll pick that up. But where's my Google Glasses? I wanted a pair, but I wasn't a VIP. I couldn't get them at the time. Maybe next time around, if this channel does really well, I'll start to get things like the Apple Glass and things like that to be a beta tester. But anyway, listen out for more announcements, and subscribe to this channel, and hit notifications, because best believe I will do a story on them again when they make that announcement. Now, Apple's also working on a lightweight VR headset that will compete with Oculus but be more comfortable. But I wonder if they won't just wrap the VR effects into the Apple AR glasses, killing two birds with one stone. That would be awesome. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. Then again, they probably won't do that because they tend to like to make two different products and make everyone buy both of them. That's why there's no touchscreen laptop, because they want you to have an iPad and a laptop. Yeah, they want you to buy two things, even though it's less convenient, obviously. Now, there's a guy that agrees with me, Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. He's one of the people I get some Apple rumors from. He believes Apple's mixed reality headset will come on the market in the second quarter of 2022. And he's saying that the Apple glasses, the full ones, will follow in 2025, but they'll be like an AR and VR mixed kind of gaming mixed reality headset. Although other sources have said the glasses will come out in 2023. It's, so there's all kinds of rumors out there. But what's interesting is what they're working on, and whenever it comes out, what it's rumored to do. So the AR/VR, aka mixed reality, will be. That's what I'm pushing for. I hope that they just do that. But then, will it be big and chunky like Oculus, or will it be small like these glasses I got on? I don't know. Let me know your own predictions, and also let me know what features you would like Apple glasses to have when it does come out. And does combining AR and VR make sense to you, or should it just be two separate things? One is like for gaming and VR worlds and exploration, and the other one is like an Apple Watch, or a smartphone, just something that every person would just need, and walk around in life and look at things and do gestures and be able to use their Apple glasses for that. Let me know in the comments below. And now our next story is about robotics. Tesla creates humanoid robot. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. Elon Musk has unveiled the Tesla bot, a friendly, 5'8" tall, white, gray, and black humanoid robot. So if you remember a little while back, Elon Musk warned us of a Terminator-like AI apocalypse. Speaking of Skynet, he wrote a letter to the UN in 2017 stating that robots with AI like this will be a fundamental risk, quote, fundamental risk to the existence of the human civilization, end quote. There's clips of him talking about this in interviews all over the internet. And now he's building a Tesla robot. Well, he's built a Tesla robot. He unveiled it. He hasn't released it yet, but he's demoing it, showing it, and talking about what's about to come out. So obviously Musk made sure that this bot is smaller, weaker, slower, than a super assassin robot that could take over the world might be, and would be scary to us. For example, this Tesla bot will only be able to move at a maximum speed of 5 miles per hour. It can only lift a small amount of weight. He said that he felt that if he didn't make the robot, if Tesla didn't make the robot, then someone else would. So they thought they should be the ones to make it, even though they warned about not doing this, because this robot will be powered with AI. So the purpose of the bot, okay, he says, is to take on boring, repetitive, and dangerous tasks and jobs, freeing up humans from doing this boring, repetitive, unsafe work. While this Tesla bot seems harmless, you know how you can get like a scooter and because of legalities and it not being a full motorcycle, it can only go up to 40 miles per hour maximum or 35 maximum, or you'll get an electric bicycle that's not even supposed to be considered a scooter. And so it can only go to like 20, 25 max speed, but you can buy it, take it apart, play with the throttle and the controls, the sensors, and make it go faster. You can soup up your bike or your car or your scooter, right? So I think that there's possibilities that this will happen too, although Tesla was very good at preventing people from doing that with the Tesla automobiles, the self-driving cars. They made them so that you cannot, do self-repairs. This relates to right to repair that I was talking about earlier. They don't want people tinkering with this. They claim for safety, and people might, either hurt themselves, cause an explosion, or do something which then makes the car malfunction, and then Tesla would get blamed, but someone did mods on it. So they've been preventing that from happening with the cars. So maybe they're going to have that prevented for the robots, but I don't know. There's some really smart hackers and robotics geniuses out here. Now, usually technology is rolled out in a friendly package at first for the average consumer, but there's also versions with different capabilities that are given to police departments, the military industrial complex. And by the way, police work and war are repetitive, dangerous jobs, although they're probably not boring. No pun intended. See what I did there? Because boring is another one of Elon Musk's companies. All right. A question to all of you out there. Is this safe? What could go wrong? I always love asking that question. What could go wrong? And if it does work out, what types of boring, repetitive, unsafe work do you think this bot should be used for? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break. And when I come back, we're going to get into crypto gems, and we're going to talk about some news that involves blockchain, NFTs, and crypto, what you've all been waiting for. We'll be right back. Take this time to like, subscribe, get some water, leave a comment, tell your friends to watch the video, and we'll be back shortly. All right, and we're back. It's time for the crypto gems. All right, diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. Shout out to all my crypto co-conspirators out there and everyone who's in the blockchain space. And thank you to all the seeders, miners, coders, people that are doing the work to keep the whole network up and running, to decentralize and create a free internet and a free future. But let's talk about some interesting news that's come up. First up, there is a new sound playing app coming out that's being worked on, and it's going to be called OCULUS. And they're calling it the blockchain Spotify. Now, I was talking to one of my friends, Session, shout out to him, just yesterday, and he was like, it's kind of more like a SoundCloud. So, whatever metaphor it is that they use, we'll see how it rolls out. But it's some kind of blockchain-powered streaming startup. It's called OCULUS, and they have a multi-million-dollar investment round funded by a dizzying number of superstar artists and top-of-the-food chain music executives. Some of them include Katy Perry, Nas, the Chainsmokers, Jason Derulo, Pusha T, Steve Aoki, Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda, the group Disclosure, and other artists too. So clearly they're trying to get some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're trying to seem like they are, at the forefront of the music industry, because they've got actual artists who hopefully you would assume would use the product, like artists that are on Tidal, so they would actually put their music. But will they give OCULUS exclusive rights? Does that mean they pull down their music off of YouTube, off of other things like Spotify, and just put it on OCULUS? Or are they just going to promote OCULUS and be investors and hope it takes off with newer young artists? I don't know, but I find that very interesting. And I know some other people that are working behind the scenes on apps like this. And I think that the whole music industry and record industry needs to be updated. And I think it's a good thing that lots of startups are being developed to become friends to the music artist. Now, I don't know about this one, OCULUS. They've got a multi-million-dollar investment round. Maybe they're just going to treat artists badly, just like Spotify, just like some major record labels do, just like YouTube does. Sorry, YouTube, you the streaming algorithms and all that. It's really kind of, I'm trying to be diplomatic here. It's not in the best interest of the artists. It's in the best interest of the middlemen, which are the companies like Spotify that bring you these services, as well as iTunes, Amazon, everything that TuneCore distributes to, even Bandcamp, right? Bandcamp a little less so, because there's less of a middleman, and they pay you right away, and they give you a higher percentage of money, and they're direct to consumer. So I'm looking forward to the blockchain decentralizing the whole direct to consumer approach. And that's definitely going to mean that the blockchain is used for more than crypto and more than simple smart contracts, although I'm sure smart contracts is how they're going to facilitate that. I don't have all the details on what tech they're using, but if you're interested, go look up the white papers at OCULUS. That's AUDIUS. All right. And another quick news item I wanted to let you know about, and this is going to be really good for Bitcoin. Twitter has integrated an app that lets people send Bitcoin through Twitter real easily. So you just tweet someone your hash, and then they use this add-on app. And basically, I feel like this is a war, Twitter versus Western Union, and any money wiring service, because who needs Western Union if you can use the Twitter. And by the way, it's either next to nothing or free. I don't remember. It's way less than the fees that Western Union charges for you to send money. Let's say you want to send some money to family or relatives, or do a business deal and pay someone who's in Europe and you're in the United States. You would use Western Union. Well, Twitter just added this integration with another app that allows you to easily send Bitcoin to anyone, anywhere. And they demonstrate, there's a person on YouTube has a video up demonstrating this. He's like, I just sent the funds and boom, they're there. And, you know, why would you need Western Union or MoneyGram? Although I do love that name, MoneyGram. Send me some money, send it to Gram. Is this a game changer that's going to put those companies out of business? Some seem to think so, but I have a feeling that they will respond by simply getting into the game and offering Bitcoin transfers as well. That's what I would do. I'd be like, okay, we're going to now, you know, let you transfer Bitcoin for very cheap, but using Western Union or something like that, or using MoneyGram. But that's definitely going to help us, because right now we pay quite a bit to send money, to wire money through those services, and this will be probably 1/10 the cost, close to nothing. So whether or not those companies survive and adapt and are able to compete, it's definitely going to be good for the consumer. Now, another partnership between a cryptocurrency and some companies is Cardano. Cardano is partnering with Boost Mobile, Dish Network, and Chainlink. All right. And, you know, they haven't explained exactly what the nature of their partnership will be. They just announced a partnership. And so that's going to be interesting. Maybe Boost Mobile is going to have some kind of thing where you can send Cardano or use Cardano to pay certain things through the phone technology. I don't know. Dish Network and Chainlink. Chainlink is another crypto company, and they're partnering with Cardano as well. So something big is going to come from that, and it's going to result in, you know, Cardano continuing to rise. Cardano has been a leader for a long time now. After Ethereum, one of the top growing altcoins in the space, and they just keep doing more and more stuff. They started off strong with really good science and technology backing their coin and their technology, and now they've got this thing called Project Catalyst, where people who want to come up with new apps and new case uses to put on the Cardano network, they can write proposals and get funded, and then they can create their apps. And so Cardano knows that the more people are creating applications and uses for technology on Cardano, using Cardano, not just buying ADA, which is their coin, ADA, just to buy it and say it's going to become higher value, but actually using all the apps and technology that's created for it, then the value of ADA will go up as well in the company and everything. So I think it's going to be a good thing for Cardano. I don't know if you guys invest, but I have Cardano. I bought into Cardano as soon as I read what their company's about. I really respected what they're doing. And so I've held on to some. And then since then, they keep innovating more again and again and forming new partnerships. There's always new Cardano news. So I'm really happy that I'm in that space. What do you guys think the results of these partnerships with Cardano will be? Do you know something about it that I don't know? Let us know in the comments. Is this perhaps the biggest partnership announcement in this space? Let me know your thoughts and predictions about where all this is headed in the comments below. Now, another thing as part of the crypto news this week is the US Open, you know, the tennis matches, the championships, the US Open. They've now launched their first NFT initiative. So now we have the NBA. They got, was it Top Shot? MLB, I forget the name of theirs. They've got NFTs. NHL has some NFTs now. They're in the space. Disney is in the space. Rappers like Eminem and other rappers too. They're all in the NFT space. And speaking of space, Space Jam 2, the movie, has NFTs. So this is very exciting. So NFTs seem to be not going anywhere and only getting bigger and more adopted by mainstream companies and artists. And I think that it's a great time to, you're right in the middle. You're not at the beginning where nobody really was sure about NFTs and it was a big risk and gamble. And people were like, is this, you know, like Beanie Babies? And then one day the hype will be gone and they'll be worth nothing. But it's not blown out of proportion where like it's not going to go up. It's right in the middle. So if you buy NFTs now, they're definitely going to increase in value in some way or another. I mean, not all of them, but the whole NFT space, if you average everything, more money is more value is being created. Like people are selling them for a lot more than they bought them a few months or a year or years ago. Now each individual NFT may rise in value or may not. Just like anything, there's no predictions of the future. We don't know. Just like stocks, real estate, it could end up being worthless. But there's NFTs you can get into for $1, $2, $10, $20, $60, $1,000, $12 million, $60 million. These are the different prices for NFTs based on the big star who's putting it out, or the the artist who's a sought after artist. Just like in the regular art world, paintings can go for millions of dollars, and NFTs are now as well. So when I drop my NFTs, the Cybersky NFTs, the MCMI NFTs, I'm going to be putting up some pixel art, some sprites that I've been creating behind the scenes, and then I'm going to be putting out a music project on the hip hop label MCMI that's going to be released as NFTs. So when those come out, if you want to support what I'm doing and you collect NFTs and you're into that, please purchase mine. And also you can support the channel in that way. And what was I going to say? If you are thinking of getting into NFTs and you don't want to, you're not sure if it's a risky deal or whatever, I'm going to have some NFTs that are very affordable, that are just $1 or $2. But the difference is going to be this: the ones that are really cheap are going to be in large quantities. Like there might be 10,000 of those, but the ones that'll be a little bit more expensive will be the one of hundreds. That'll be a collector's item. And then the one of 10, that's going to be a bigger collector item. And then I'm going to have some that are one of one, and that's only one NFT made of that, minted of that. And so that's going to go obviously for a higher price. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use a fixed price or auction. I'm working on that right now behind the scenes. Now, I told you in a previous podcast that El Salvador made Bitcoin become legal tender. Well, over the summer, this went into effect just recently, last month, September 7th. And there's been fear and excitement as Bitcoin becomes legal tender in El Salvador. When I did the tech talk about this months ago, I predicted some of this. But anyway, recent data shows that 1/3 of Salvadorian citizens, I think that's what they call, are using Bitcoin as currency. So 33% roughly. Now that means that 33% of the people have used the device that was given to them by the government to access and use Bitcoin for at least one transaction. So let's be real. Are they really using it, like running around buying groceries with it? I don't know. But they've at least done one transaction. Now that transaction may have just been using the device one time in order to get this free money that the government's giving out in Bitcoin, and to use it and spend that and be like, cool, I got some free money, or try to transfer it into a different coin or cash out. I don't know, but it still has increased the use of Bitcoin as actual currency, whether they use it once or twice or whether they're continuing to use it, rather than people either trading it or buying and holding it like a commodity, which I won't lie, that's what I've been doing. I've held my Bitcoin for 4 years now. I'm afraid to use it to buy something, because as soon as you spend it, like it becomes worth more a month later. So I could have held that money. I did sell off some of it and take profits. I just returned it back to fiat, because I put in a certain amount of money. And then when that amount of money was far surpassed and I was like 500% up, I took out the 100%, the original amount that I invested, I withdrew it. So now I don't feel like, even if the whole thing is a house of cards and were to crash, I didn't lose my original investment because I already made that back and withdrew it. So now I'm using the money that I guess I would call it profit, but I haven't taken it out yet. So it's not technically, for tax purposes, it's not profit yet until I take it out and use it or spend it. That money that I'm playing with in the crypto realm, is pretty much safe. I don't mind if it goes up and down. If I lose half of it in a big crash, so what? I'm just gonna see where that goes and hold on to it for longer. A lot of people are like me, so they hold it. They don't spend it. So the more people use crypto as currency and either trade it or use it to buy something, the more valuable it becomes, and the more people adopt it, and it starts to go up in value. The more people hold it, it doesn't push it up in value, right? And you're holding it for it to go up in value. So someone's got to be spending it. So when a country starts using Bitcoin for currency, that's terrific, because the more people adopt it, use it, spend it, receive payments, the more valuable the coin becomes, of course. So let me know what you think about that. And let me know if you're holding crypto and you're watching this. What are you holding? Tell us what coins you think are the hot coins. Leave a little list in the comment section below the video. Apple was ordered to change their App Store operation in the Epic Games case. I don't know if you remember this. A couple of Tech Talks ago, I reported on this case when it first happened. Epic, the creators of the popular game Fortnite, I know a bunch of young people just lit up. Oh, Fortnite. Sued Apple for removing its game from their store because they were trying to sell things within the game, not the game itself, but like in-purchase apps that you use in the game, in-apps purchases, that you would use. And they didn't want to pay the large fee. I think it was like 30% that Apple charges for selling anything in their Apple store. So they felt that they already paid that fee when the person bought the game, but now they didn't want to pay for each item they sold through the game. So they started selling using a different online payment system. And Apple kicked them out of the store. Nope, you can't cut us out. So Epic sued them. And now I have just learned that Epic won. And people were saying, how are you going to sue Apple? They're too big. You can't beat Apple. They're going to have more lawyers than you. Nope. They won their case. And this is going to change everything in Apple's App Store, the way they do things. So, they didn't let the government, Apple didn't let the government have access to a user's phone data, even though the user might have been a terrorist. So how are you going to go up against $1 trillion company with that kind of power to tell the government no, But they did it. They were successful. So this was the results. Apple has been ordered by the courts to change their App Store operation in relation to Epic Games. And this is likely to set a precedent for other game and app creators that sell in the App Store. Because now they're like, oh, we don't want to pay that high fee either when we sell our stuff. So Apple's got to now change its whole game plan. You can't only do it with Epic and then still charge other people the same way. So they're going to be changing their policy. So this is really good for, who does this help? This is good for small startup game creators. Because if you're a huge company that's got hundreds of millions of dollars and you're like, whatever, Apple takes their fee. But if you're only making like $1 million and you just started a company and it's your first game and you're trying to, survive in the space competing, or what other app it is, doesn't have to be a game. That's just one app, any app in the App Store, losing 30% of the app purchase price. That's a lot. That's a lot. So this is going to help the smaller player in that industry. So kudos to Epic for even going to bat against the giant Apple and actually winning the lawsuit. And it's not going to hurt Apple that much. You're like, all right, whatever, we'll change our payment methods. They'll be a little annoyed, but you're going to be all right, Apple. Okay, this is some scary news. Coinbase. If anyone here is in the crypto space, you might be using Coinbase for your crypto, right? For your purchases, or you might be using their wallet. Myself, I use Coinbase and Gemini. Now, the SEC, Securities Exchange Commission, came for Coinbase. And Coinbase had recently went public with their IPO, with their stock, and their stock fell 4 or 5% in reaction to that. The SEC accused Coinbase of operating like a commodity and lending without, like one of those banking licenses. So Coinbase received a notice of possible enforcement action from the SEC because they have an interest-earning product called Coinbase Lend, where while your crypto is sitting on Coinbase, you can lend it out and you'll get interest rates kind of similar to putting your money into a CD in a bank or lending it in a different way. And they're offering 4 to 5%. And The SEC saying, no, you're not allowed to do that. You're not a banking institution like that. You don't have the permission of the regulatory agencies such as the SEC. Now, the company's chief legal officer, Dr. Paul Gruel, he indicated in a post on Twitter that the company was caught off guard by the threat because they were like, we've been trying to engage with the SEC for like 6 months and they're ignoring us. So we just went ahead and just launched our product because they didn't want to talk to us. CEO Brian Armstrong said that the SEC refused to meet with him. The product in question is billed as allowing users of Coinbase to earn 4% annual percentage yield. That's what it says in the news story in the article. But I saw ads coming out of Coinbase saying that you could earn up to 5%. So I think it's even more. APR, basically on so-called stable coin, which is USD coin, by allowing Coinbase to lend those funds to verified borrowers. Coinbase backs USD coin and guarantees that it can always be redeemed for $1. High interest accounts have become popular among crypto users, with companies like BlockFi and Gemini similarly offering high yield on stablecoin and other cryptocurrency balances. Now, if you're not sure what a stablecoin is, or you want to know more about USD coin, or you want to know about companies like BlockFi and Gemini, that's why you subscribe to the channel, and also subscribe to Crypto Crib Notes, because that's where I'm going to be answering questions and doing really short 3 to 5 minute videos just on one specific thing, like what is stablecoin? Boom. Explain it, you got it, done. And then you'll be really comfortable having conversations about that in the space. Moving right along, and I think this is our last story before we take another break. Amazon Sidewalk. What do you guys think of this new thing that Amazon's doing? It's already in effect. They just kind of sent an email giving anyone who uses Amazon 1 week's notice. Hey, by the way, read this fine print. We're going to be sharing the bandwidth of your personal home Wi-Fi network so that devices can connect without Wi-Fi by borrowing some internet from your devices, such as Echo and Echo Dot. Anyone that's got any of these Amazon devices, they're going to be letting the device share your internet. I know that sounds weird, right? So you pay for your internet and then they're going to siphon off a small percent, 3%, 5, 10%, and they're going to collectively grab that from several people living in your area. If you're in an apartment building, probably lots of people have Echoes, and even if you're in houses, so that if someone's walking down a street or in another apartment or house and they don't have Wi-Fi, their Echo and Echo Dot and other devices that use internet, they can borrow your internet without, normally no one can get to your internet because you have it with a password. If you leave it open, you notice that people are logging in, your internet moves slowly because they're using your bandwidth and you're paying your bill. So why should they have your internet, right? So you put a password on it, and your friends come over, hey, what's the Wi-Fi password? Because you can't get onto your internet without the password. Well, Amazon Sidewalk enables Amazon to take internet from anyone using those devices and using an Amazon product, a smart product. And this is scary. Some of your bandwidth can be borrowed and lent to others in range of you when they're using Amazon devices. So let me know your thoughts on that. Is this like a horrible nightmare? Like, no, what if people can somehow exploit something in there to hack into your Wi-Fi network because of what the Amazon technology is doing? So they hack into that, and then they get into your network, and then they can go into your computers. That once you're in someone's Wi-Fi, the next step is not that difficult to hack into their computers. Although, if you have good security on your computers in terms of you log in with a password, you don't just turn on your computer and it just is open. You might use a VPN. You might have other security measures in place. Still, it can be done. So let me know your thoughts. We'll be right back with more after a quick break while you check out this awesome animation that I made that will be available as one of the Cybersky NFTs real soon. Take a sec to share the video with some friends. See if throw some comments in the chat, in the live chat. Leave a comment under the video. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be right back. Thank you. Welcome to the Cybersky. Let's learn something. Okay, that was a short break. Let's get right back into it. This is a little tech talk extra. I want to talk about why are people so hype to buy crypto? What is the big deal? Okay, here's a hint. Everything is undervalued, and it's only undervalued right now. And eventually, the value will catch up to its correct valuation. Um, so I've been watching videos on YouTube. I've been, listening to hours and hours, going down rabbit holes. Watch one person's, then the next person, the next one. I've been searching topics and then deep diving into those topics so that I can have these conversations with you guys, and you don't have to waste your life the way I do. But I put it on when I'm standing in line. I watch a video, instead of television, before going to bed. Instead of throwing on some TV, I throw on something I can learn. Let me learn about crypto. Let me learn about this technology. So anyway, that's why you're here, so you can get it the short version and broken down from a regular guy. I am not a computer programmer. I am an educator. I am in the tech space. I did get a degree in educational technology and leadership, and I am a certified ETS, Education Technology Specialist for the Department of Education, and I teach technology, K to 8. As well as adults, I do internships for college students, mostly from Brooklyn College, but some others as well. And I used to teach some online courses to teachers in the DOE and also Rockland County, which is Long Island, school systems, for their teachers to get college-based credits, which every time you get another college credit over your master's degree, you get a slight raise. They're called differentials. So teachers would take my course and they would get a raise for completing it if I gave them a recommendation. And the course was about using technology to make teaching of writing more exciting. So rather than just pencil to paper, we're going to animate stories. We're going to create videos. We're going to, instead of write poems and then have them on the paper, we're going to record the students' poems using apps like GarageBand. Then we're going to create digital art that goes with it, publish it on the school website, broadcast it on public access television, things like that. Do things to make learning, literacy, learning poetry, writing, and things like that come to life and make it more fun for the students using the technology. Now, so that's the reason why I find myself qualified to talk about technology, as well as I've just been a tech nerd all my life. I have pictures of me in elementary school on a TI-99, the Commodore 64, those first computers that came out before Apple. But when I watch these videos and I go down the rabbit hole, they explain that like a lot of crypto is undervalued. And I'm just going to use Ethereum as an example. Some coins, might be trash, to be honest, but Ethereum, in most crypto, are undervalued and have been for a while. But eventually it's going to catch up, and then everything stabilizes and won't fluctuate as much and go up and down by as much. So for people that want to trade, it's an exciting time because the price of something will drop way down low, but it's not going anywhere. It just became really cheap. And then you can buy it, and then it goes up way higher in like very short amount of time, much faster than the stock market. Stocks do that, real estate does that, but this is way faster. And then it goes up, down, up, down. And the amount of volatility makes it attractive for traders. Now, the fact that overall, over the history of crypto, it's only about 13 years old, right? Bitcoin was invented in 2008. From then till now, it's gone up thousands of percents. So for buy and hold people, they get a lot of value out of it. And then for people who just want to send money and not have to pay a 7 to 10%, fee for wiring, or, if you're sending someone $100, think about if you go to a check cashing place and they're like, oh, they take $7 or something, and you cashed $100 check. Yeah, but what if you have $100,000? What if you're doing big business in a big corporation and you're going to send $1 million to this other corporation? Are you going to give $70,000 as a fee? So those uses make it attractive for using crypto. But getting back to the undervaluation, let's say you saw a car and you went on a Blue Book and you look at the car and everything seemed cool about it. And you're like, this seems to be worth $20,000, this used vehicle on the Blue Book value. and then you find out it's being sold for $12,000, $10,000. You might want to snatch it up. Wow, this is a great deal. If you see a house for sale for $200,000 and you do your due diligence, you do an inspection, you do your research, you research the area, look at all the other houses, and you say, you know, the value seems to be about $300,000 for this house. Why are they selling it for $200,000? Now there might be a catch. Maybe there's an underground oil tank buried on the property, which is going to cost you $100,000 to remove. Maybe there's a lien on the property. They're hiding that fact, and the title's not going to be able to be cleared. Excuse me. Maybe there's a lot of flooding in the area, and they know that every 20 years there's this huge flood, which caused a lot of property damage, and they haven't had one in over 20 years, and it's due, and they want to sell and get out before that happens. So it could be a reason why it's undervalued. But if none of those things are true and you can't find anything wrong with it, you might want to grab that as an investment because it's a great deal. As soon as you buy the property for $200,000 without doing any work on it or changing anything or refurbishing or fixing it up, renovating, flipping, like it's already can be evaluated, especially if your bank for the mortgage purposes does an evaluation and says, we put this at $300,000. Hey, you just made $100,000 in value, in equity. You don't have the money, but you bought something for $200 that's worth $300. So you might want to grab that. So that happens in the crypto world as well. And that's what people are feeling about Bitcoin and Ethereum and some other altcoins like Cardano, for instance, is another popular one that's really been blowing up recently. Now, of course, real estate could crash. The stock market could crash. No investment is guaranteed. And the same in crypto. Even NFTs, they could lose value. So it doesn't mean that it's a sure thing. But if you're going to invest in something, whether it's a house or whether it's crypto, investing in something that's undervalued, getting in while the price is super low and you know it's going to be worth a lot more, is better than getting in to something that's overvalued. And people buy things that overvalue too. Sometimes someone wants a property because of what they can do with it. And it's very important to them. So they're like, I'll pay more than it's worth. I just want to eliminate all the competition. You're listing it for 300. I'm not going to give you these little 305, 310 negotiations. It's coming to be like 400 grand. That's it. Give me the house. There could be a reason, right? So people buy things that are overvalued, but for an investment to get in on something that's undervalued is advantageous. So that's why people in the space are so eager to invest in crypto right now, collect NFTs before it stops being new. Because once it becomes commonplace as, let's say, using credit cards or buying things online or just using the internet in general, once we reach that stage where crypto is no big deal, every kid, everyone 4-year-old knows what crypto is. It's just money, just like they know what a dollar bill is or a credit card is. Then prices and values are probably going to level off. I can't predict the future, but they probably won't offer as much volatility and therefore less opportunity for explosive growth that we've been seeing over the last 13 years, right? Once we reach that stage. Because if you think about it, when the internet first came about, it was fringe. People didn't jump on it right away. But after a while, it became mainstream, and then every company had to have a website, and every person had a website. That was it. It was mainstream. Same thing with cards, debit cards, credit cards. People at first were a little afraid of them. Oh, that sounds risky. Someone could get your info and steal your money. Yes, it's true. But they said we have security measures and stuff like that. But now everyone uses debit and credit cards, and then buying stuff online using PayPal or other types of payment apps and paying, in that way. People used to be afraid to put in their bank info and link their account because they're like, oh, what if something happens? That's how people feel about crypto now. They know it's not fake. They know it's real, but they just don't trust it because they don't understand it as well as they understand debit and credit cards and online payments. So part of my mission with this channel is to educate the common person, not the person who's in the tech field who knows all about coding and cryptography and blockchain, but just the average everyday person like myself. I consider that myself that person, to give everyone a level of understanding so that it can feel commonplace. So like the mystery is gone, because a lot of times people in the tech space, they use all the jargon and it gets so confusing. I know I use a bit of it here, but trust me, if you go look up some crypto videos by some other people, your head will be swimming if you don't have the crypto vocabulary. And so my idea is that the more I can help with these videos, you to feel comfortable and understand it, and then have conversations with your friends. And then when people like me come around who are like into crypto, and we're like, oh yeah, that Cardano is doing good, and they go, oh yeah, all that crypto stuff, get out of my face. It is annoying. I know when people get really passionate and they're excited about this. If you're not in the space, especially if you don't even understand how it works and are pretty sure it's going to all go away and it's fake, but it's not going to go away and it's not fake. It's going to be here and it's going to become commonplace, like credit cards and like buying things online. And when I go to Starbucks now, I don't even take out my credit card. I just pull up the Starbucks app. I press the button. I want this sandwich. I want this drink. I want a matcha latte, coconut milk, blah, blah, blah. And then I just go and scan my phone, and they got paid from my bank account. So people's bank info is even in phones now. And that was a really scary thing. 10, 20 years ago, nobody would have wanted to do that. So people's comfort level with the security of the phone doing that, with the security of your credit card. People have seen people run up charges on their credit card, and then they get a call, and then they just change their card numbers. They don't have to pay for it. It gets resolved, right? I'm not talking about full-fledged identity theft, but if someone like tries to scam your card, it's happened. Most of the time, we're protected, so now we feel comfortable and safe using it. And hopefully that's what's going to happen with crypto. But once we get there, and everyone is safe and it's mainstream and it's blasé, like, so what, crypto? Now it's not going to have these huge mountains and valleys. So it's just going to stable off, and this is what its value is. So you won't have the opportunity that you'd have if you got in 5 or 10 years before that. And I was talking with a friend the other day, and I said, I think it'll take 10 years to get to that level of comfort. And he said, I think 5. And I said, I think you're being optimistic. It's going to take a while. And probably some bad things are going to happen along the way. Like every time China bans crypto or this happens or that happens, there's going to be setbacks. But I say 10 years, there will be such a high comfort level. Everyone will know about it. No one will think it's strange if someone pays using crypto. If you're doing business with someone that say, do you take Ethereum or Bitcoin? And you'll be like, no, I don't really mess with that. But you'll understand it and it'll be accepted. Once it's accepted and normal, price is going to stabilize. So that's why people are really hype about it right now. Now, I would have been afraid to get into crypto in 2008. I first heard about crypto in 2013. And I was like, this is really interesting. And I think this is great technology. And I hope it takes off and works. But I wasn't convinced yet. So I had to research and understand more of how it works and talk with people who knew, and watch videos on YouTube, of course. But after years and years of listening to people much smarter than me, who study crypto, not only deciding that it's legitimate, but also recognizing that it's undervalued. When these experts and these people, everyone who I know who would study it, like they would look into it. Oh, let me look into this to see if it's, a scam or if it's legit. By the time they researched it for a little while, they were like, oh my goodness, undervalued. They bought in, they like dumped a bunch of money into crypto, and then they made a killing over the next 10 years. So, that convinced me that, okay, they're smarter than me. They did the due diligence. I'm learning enough to be comfortable. I'll put a little bit of money into crypto. So I bought $100 of crypto when I first started. Big whoop. I was like, here's $100 worth of something. It was Bitcoin or something. So, then little by little, as I got more comfortable in my understanding, as I learned more, I felt a little more confident and more safer to get involved in Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Polygon, and other coins that I researched and believed to be beneficial to the world. So therefore, I feel that they'll maintain their value and stick around for a long time. Now, at the same time as I was doing my due diligence, millionaires and billionaires who are not quick to lose money, they don't invest in something unless they know and they've done their research. A lot of them came out and said, we're not getting into this crypto stuff. It's a scam. And then 2 or 3 years later, they changed their mind. Like Carl Icahn, Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, they all poo-pooed it at first, and all the banks said, no, we're not going to touch crypto. They didn't want to give crypto legitimacy because they saw it as a threat to their banking system. But now, all those people I just mentioned, have billions of dollars invested into crypto. They changed their mind, they said it publicly, and then they bought in for billions of dollars. And banks like Goldman Sachs are including crypto in their trading services. So now you can go in to get a investment portfolio with ETFs and different stocks and bonds and portfolios, and you can put crypto in there as well. I think they're accepting both Bitcoin and Ethereum. First, they only took Bitcoin, and now recently they announced that they're going to accept Ethereum investments as well. So once these huge billion-dollar corporations and millionaires and billionaires are willing to risk their money, that also makes me feel a little better. And so that's why there's such a crypto mania right now, leading to what those in the blockchain space are calling coin crowding. And I'm going to explain that in the next segment. What is coin crowding? What does it mean? Is it a good thing? And if you've been hearing these phrases for years, like blockchain, crypto, decentralized finance, aka DeFi, NFTs, but you were never quite sure what they really were, then that's why you're here with me right now. I hope I've been clear and not too overly complicated in my explanations today. And I hope you learned something. If so, please like and give some encouragement in the comments. If you have questions, or if you know more than me and I mess something up, please clarify, let folks know in the comments. Again, I'm not a programmer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an educator doing my best to explain things in layman's terms to help clear the fog of what the beep are they talking about that surrounds most discussions of the blockchain. Subscribe to Cybersky videos and Crypto Crib Notes, links in description. Ring the bell for notifications for more lessons, explanations, and casual conversations. Because the purpose of this channel is to educate, break things down in the simplest terms, in the shortest possible way for everyday people, not just tech geeks and computer nerds like myself, so that we can all feel comfortable enough to discuss with friends, and possibly one day you may engage and participate. Hit that like button if any of this has been helpful to you. Browse the playlists. Learn more about crypto, NFTs, DeFi, and blockchain technology. More on coin crowding after our last quick break coming up next. So stay tuned to Cybersky videos. Welcome to the Cybersky. Let's learn something. we're back. Cybersky.org is where the Cybersky NFTs will be listed. It's also where you'll be able to find my NFT music project. So if you follow me as a hip hop artist, GMS of Hydra, shout outs to The Plague, MCMI. You can also find out about music related things and releases and upcoming shows and things like that. And if I'm DJing anywhere, on mcmireport.com. All right. So this is our last segment, and I want to answer some questions. So I think we only had one question, but let me take a look in the chat really quick to see if anyone in the comments. Yeah, I think the only question was about what I just mentioned, which is coin crowding. All right. So what is coin crowding? Something I mentioned right before the break. Please smash the like button right away. We're getting right into it. Okay, can't speak today. Okay, coin crowding has arrived, and it's not just a Bitcoin trend. But what is it exactly? The short answer is coin crowding is people pouring money into various crypto coins. It's no longer considered fringe. Millions of ordinary people, investors, small businesses, and billion-dollar companies and banks, as I just mentioned, even governments like El Salvador are using Bitcoin. They're becoming invested in this space, either using crypto for transactions or buying them and holding them as a commodity, hoping to make gains on their investment. So what are some factors that are contributing to the sudden rush, this coin crowding? Why is everyone suddenly, jumping in when it was, scoffed for many years? According to Robinhood Markets, crypto mainstreamification, they call it, has reached a level that goes far beyond just Bitcoin. Listen to these stats. 14% of the United States population now invests in cryptocurrency. That's huge. And American crypto owners could double this year. By the end of 2021, it could be up to 28%. This year, Bitcoin has nearly 2x in value, like this year from 2020, and it can do that again. And altcoins have seen even bigger rallies, more than 2 times their value, more than 200%. Ethereum is now up 400%. Dogecoin is up 13,000%. Now, it went back down, it goes up, and Ethereum might be up to 450% or 500% by now, because when I did this research was a few days ago, and it's going up so fast. According to a Gemini survey, Gemini is one of the websites, the exchanges where you can create an account and link your bank account and buy crypto. And if you're in New York, it's one of the only places you can do it, because Binance and other exchanges are banned in New York. New York only felt that Gemini and Coinbase passed their muster and their criteria for allowing them to do business in New York. But according to Gemini and a survey they did, 2/3 of United States adults who don't own crypto are crypto curious. Okay, so you got 14% currently owning it. Maybe it's a little more than that, and predicted to go to 28% by next year. And of the remaining people, 2/3 of what's left are crypto curious. So they're doing the knowledge. They're watching this video. They're going down the rabbit hole. They're reading. They're learning about the technology. They want to know what it is, because nobody's going to want to send money from their bank account to something that they don't understand and could be a scam. And a lot of people have been scammed many times before in different ways. So they're doing their research. They're doing their due diligence. 60% of people who do own crypto rate their knowledge level as low. So they just heard about it. They know their friend is smart. They're like, oh, I'll buy it. Okay, I'll put $1,000 in that. Let's see what happens. Oh, my money doubled in a year. Wow, that's amazing. Let me put more. But they don't really understand it. And so they will often make mistakes and end up losing money. So that's why you want to watch podcasts and tech talks and things about crypto, so that you can get a better understanding. Retail investors have more access to crypto than ever before through commission-free brokerages and crypto exchanges. Okay. Savings have been padded by stimulus checks during the pandemic. And many people were at home. They couldn't go to work, or they were working from home, or they didn't have a job and they got laid off. and they were using the stimulus checks, but that meant they were sitting at home with free time. So what did they do? Watch YouTube videos, watch TikTok, read online articles, click on Facebook posts that their friends put about crypto, and they learned about it. This is why the coin crowding is taking place right now. Institutional investors like banks, hedge funds, and corporations are investing in Bitcoin. Some even see it as a hedge against inflation. Last March, let's take Tesla, for example. Everyone, idolizes Elon Musk and the Tesla company and all that, right? So they invested $2.5 billion into Bitcoin in March 2020, or am I going back not far enough? Was it 2019? I think it was March 2020. They transferred $2.5 billion into Bitcoin. No, it's Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin. And they said, sink or swim. If value goes down, our company value will go down. If it goes up, we'll go up. We don't care. We're investing in this space. If you calculate how much value Bitcoin has grown from March 2020 until now, go Google price of Bitcoin March, and then price of Bitcoin today. You'll see the difference, how much it's grown, and now apply that to the 2.5 billion. Do the math, and you'll see what Tesla's BTC holdings are worth today. Celebrities from Elon Musk to Lil Yachty, the mumble rapper, to Jake Paul, the YouTuber, right, have all promoted Bitcoin and altcoins. In other words, they bought a bunch and then they tweeted about it or they talked about it, and then people got hyped. Oh, that's what they bought? They're a celebrity. Let me buy that too. And then the price went up. And Elon Musk did this. We did the Saturday Night Live Dogecoin skit. Prices fell. Previously to that, he said he tweeted Dogecoin and wrote to the moon. Prices went up. So celebrities are influencing and trying to shift the market and control the market and influence the market, which is not fair, not what they're supposed to be doing. And a lot of people in the crypto space on the tech side who create these companies and these coins, they don't like it. They're not happy with people doing that. That's not what it was made for. It was supposed to be decentralized, meaning one person or one organization or company or government doesn't have a lot of power over it, because the power of decision making is spread out democratically amongst all the users. That's a story for another video. That'll be on Crypto Crib Notes, because that's more technical than I want to get into right now. But crypto conversations are dominating social media, as you know. You're here now. And, speaking of celebrities, BitClout. They've got BitClout now. You've heard of clout chasing? Now they've got BitClout. Influencer coins are apparently a thing. So there's a social network called BitClout. They're a blockchain-based social network, and they let users speculate on the social clout of personalities such as Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, or Tesla CEO and SpaceX co-founder Elon Musk, or pop star Rihanna. And they use a cryptocurrency of the same name. According to a document on BitClout's website, they are truly the first tool we have as a society to trade social clout. Black Mirror, this is getting scary, as an asset. So if you're an artist like Rihanna and you already have a huge amount of social clout, and then people want your coin because of that, and then your clout goes up even more because they bought the coin, or you do something, you come up with a new project, and you're in a movie and your clout goes up, your coin goes up. So literally, how many people follow you increases your monetary gain right away, because you have a coin. And then anyone who invested in that coin, they've made money because they invested in a coin that's connected to your name as a celebrity. If people understand this, the value of someone's coin should be correlated to that person's standing in society. Well, I don't know about all that. Now you're getting into ethics and philosophy and morality. But again, these are the reasons why there's sudden coin crowding into the space right now. PayPal has decided to let users shop at 26 million merchants stores using crypto. In January of this year, Bitcoin made up 70% of total crypto value. So 70% of all crypto was Bitcoin. And that was $1 trillion, the total value, right? And 70% of that was Bitcoin. As altcoins like Doge and Ethereum rallied, Bitcoin now makes up less than 50% of all crypto. They didn't go down, but more coins came out, and those coins are doing well. More people are buying those altcoins. So now the amount that's crypto is about 50% of market cap. which has doubled now. The total amount of cash that's invested in crypto worldwide is over $2 trillion. So it was 1 trillion in January. We're way past 2 trillion now. So it's doubled, and it's doubled from the altcoins taking off. Smaller altcoins like Digibyte, VeChain, SafeMoon, they're all gaining traction. Of course, it's possible that out of hundreds of coins, only a few will survive the test of time. So many people buy certain coins and they just hold it for a short period of time. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, a year. They make their plan and they go, I'm going to hold this for this amount of time. And to make certain gains, I'm going to get out and sell it and take my profit. But I'm not invested in that company in the long term because I don't see them being sustainable for 10 years or 20 years. So I'm just going to own it for a short time. Traders do that, right? So I'm not endorsing any of the mentioned coins, because how you get to just being comfortable enough to be okay with crypto and how you know what crypto coins to buy, that's a lot of personal work that you have to do. And I'm here to help you understand the space so that you can do that work. And I have no problem telling you what I invest in, but I could be wrong. I mean, I bought one coin. I'm not going to say what it is, but there was a coin that took off and I wasn't ready to buy it yet. My comfort level wasn't there yet. And then at 3 months later, it was doing really well. And people just kept saying it's going to go to the moon, go to the moon. And it had already, doubled in value. And people who got in 3 months ago were doing great. So I was like, okay, I'm ready. I understand it now. And I dropped $1,000 in there. And that's not a little bit of money for me. I'm not a millionaire. I'm a teacher. I work for a living. So I usually experiment with $50 or $100 on a coin that I'm not sure of, but I believe the hype. Everyone was so strong on this coin, and I just bought it, and I just said, I'm putting a lot in. It's taking too long with these $100 investments, and I made $10. Like, so what? So I threw $1,000, and 2 days later, that coin dropped to 50%, and my value was 500. So you can lose in this market, and you have to be willing to do that. Now, all I did was hold on to it. The value went back up. It's about 600, 650 now. And I'm hoping eventually it'll go back up to where it was before, but maybe it won't. I'm just going to leave it in because my personal philosophy and strategy is not to sell when something's low. So I just have to eat that loss and just wait it out. Now, I'm not endorsing any of these coins, like I said, but I'm trying to give you information to help you feel more comfortable in discussions about crypto and other blockchain uses and technologies like decentralization, DeFi, using smart contracts and using apps that are on the blockchain. Okay. And this way, if you can have intelligent conversations about the future decentralization of the entire internet, shout out again to Skynet, that's their mission, to decentralize the entire internet. Then I've done my job, and hopefully that you feel a little more comfortable after hanging out with me today. If you're looking to increase your knowledge and understanding of crypto, NFTs, anything related to blockchain technology like DeFi, smart contracts, NFTs, subscribe to the channel, and also check out our other channel, Crypto Crib Notes, which zeroes in and focuses just on crypto. And I'll link in the description. The goal is to make you feel comfortable in the space, stay up on new technologies in a rapidly changing financial landscape. For a long time, people have not felt comfortable enough in understanding the new technologies, so they hesitated to participate. But now there's a big rush. And so we're right in the middle now. After this rush, it'll start becoming less and less volatile. And over a period of 5 to 10 years, in my opinion, maybe 20, maybe 5, but I'm going to guess around 10 years, it'll kind of level off and be the same as investing in stocks. Stocks go up and down. You can make money in stocks. Real estate goes up and down. You can do stuff to make money in other investments. But this time right now, it's still that moment when everyone hasn't 100% bought in. So if you're here now and you're on your way to a better understanding and you're able to take a chance and, dibble and dabble as I did, I used a very small amount of money that I was totally willing to lose and was not going to, make me not be able to pay my rent to better understand it. And that's what I started doing. Then great. I'm happy for you. Even if you never get into the crypto space, you may get into some other blockchain technology. There's so much more out there besides crypto. That's just the romantic, exciting, I can make money, investing in a future space. But there's so many other great uses of blockchain, and you can learn about all of them on Crypto Crib Notes, on Cybersky videos. Thank you for watching today's long tech talk, which is going to be broken up into different segments now for the channel. We had news from the Cybersky, we had tech talk, we had crypto gems. I really appreciate you guys. Please leave me a comment. It keeps me motivated. When I don't see a lot of comments, I feel like no one cared about that content. When I see good comments, it invigorates me and inspires me to not go off the path and to stay making content for you. This is the future of the Cybersky channel. I will be podcasting more frequently. So thanks to everyone and welcome to the Cybersky. Let's learn something. Remember, the best revenge is success. Stay healthy, financially healthy, wealthy, physically healthy, all of that. It's all part of the same thing. And as always, stay blessed.